I want to introduce you to a very important opportunity. Is this the year when you are trusting and seeking God to be trained, to be empowered to serve God in your various ministry callings? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College has created programs that will enable you to become more effective in your ministry. This year, the Diploma in Christian Ministry and the Diploma in Bible and Theology have been curated for you so that you can be trained and become better for ministry. We are offering half scholarship for all new applicants. And so follow the link below and speak to us and let us see how you can be trained and become better. Here at Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College, we exist to nurture your potential and build your character. God bless you. Powerful time. It's another Wednesday that the Lord has brought us. And today we are focusing on, do you know your leadership capacity? So tonight's subject is not just about leadership position, it's about leadership capacity. It's about growing influence without losing your assignment. Many people desire greater influence, greater platforms, greater opportunities, greater resources, and greater recognition. But the deeper question is this: do I have the capacity to carry what I am playing for? And so in tonight's journey, we are going to be looking at aspects of that capacity. We'll be looking at what is capacity and how do we ensure that we move with that capacity. Capacity is a leader's ability to carry responsibility, pressure, ability to carry people, ability to carry the vision, ability to carry the resources, ability to carry conflict, ability to carry success and growth without breaking down, without becoming proud, without becoming careless or losing the assignment. John C. Maxwell's leadership teaching is very useful here. In his law, the law of the lead, Maxwell teaches that leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. In simple terms, your leadership capacity becomes the ceiling of your impact. The higher your leadership capacity, the higher your potential for effectiveness. The lower your leadership capacity, the lower the lead on your influence. If we go back to the diagram on the law of the lead, you see that in this diagram, let's go back to the diagram on the law of the lead. We see here, this is showing us the ceiling, that leadership ability sets the ceiling on effectiveness. Meaning, if you raise the capacity, you raise the impact. If you lower your capacity, you lower your influence. So your capacity equals your current cap. So the reason why you might not be effective today is because of your capacity. In No Limits, the book, blow the cap of your capacity. Maxwell identified capacities that people already possess. He talks about energy. He talks about creativity. He talks about leadership. He talks about attitude. He talks about character and intentionality. And so we have those existing capacities that we have, and we have also other capacities that we have to choose. And so his framework is clear that leaders must identify, grow, and apply their critical capacity. So the leadership question that I'm asking you tonight is, what is the lead over my life? And what capacity must I develop to remove it? What is the lead over my life? Look at that diagram. What is the lead over my life? What capacity must I develop to remove it? And if you look at that diagram, you see a lid that is on top of a pan. And many times we find that we are unable to move forward because we don't understand the lid. And so I'm asking you, what is that lid? What is that thing that is stopping your capacity? You identify it and then you remove it. So what is the lead over my life? What capacity must I develop to remove it? If you go to 2 Kings chapter 4 and verses 1 to 7, that will be our main scripture foundation on the widow's oil. The widow had oil, but she needed the vessels. And you see in that diagram, the oil flowed until the vessels ended. So the oil represents supply, grace, gifting, potential, opportunity, or divine provision. It represents a capacity. The oil did not stop because God ran out. The oil stopped when the vessels ran out. And that's a leadership lesson. Many times, the issue is not that God has no more oil. The issue is that we have no more prepared vessels. God can release more, but we must enlarge what can receive, what can manage, and what can distribute more. And so divine supply often flows according to prepared capacity. I want you to look at that diagram again. And you're going to say, where you see there is a lot of capacity and there is a release of the oil. God had more oil. The constraint was the vessels. And so the more you prepare your capacity, the more you prepare to see the flow of the oil. Some of the supporting scriptures is Isaiah chapter 54 and verses to enlarge the place of your tent. Capacity requires enlargement before increase. Luke chapter 2 verses 52 says that Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, in favor with God and favor with man. So even Jesus modeled balanced growth, mental, physical, spiritual, even relational. In Matthew chapter 25 and verses 14 to 30, we see the parable of the talents. Responsibility was given according to ability, and increase came through faithful stewardship. What about Acts chapter 6 verses 1 to 7? The apostles developed administrative and delegation capacity, so the ministry continued growing. In Exodus chapter 18 and verses 13 to 23, we see that Moses had the oil, but his structure was too small. And Jethro helped him to see that without delegation, both the leader and the people would wear out. And so it's very, very important to see what is your capacity. Let us go to the definition of leadership capacity. When we talk of leadership capacity, what is leadership capacity? Leadership capacity is the developed ability to carry greater responsibility and produce greater impact with wisdom, discipline, maturity, and sustainability. So what that means is that capacity includes spiritual, mental, emotional, relational, execution ability, stewardship discipline, vision strength, and we also have character ability, we have energy management, we have team building ability. So capacity is not merely about doing more. It's about becoming the kind of person who can carry more collectively. So a leader with low capacity may receive a big opportunity and turn it into pressure. A leader with growing capacity can receive pressure and turn it into progress. So look at that image. You have the engine there. This is the engine of a vehicle. Actually, it is the power. It seems to be a transformer. Yes, it's a transformer. Looking like an engine, but it is a transformer, electrical transformer. When there is low capacity, opportunity can turn into pressure. But when the capacity continues growing, the pressure now turns into progress. And so the most important thing is that the leader must continually grow in their capacity. The central statement that I'm going to make tonight is that your capacity determines what your leadership can carry, and what your leadership can produce, and what your leadership can sustain. I love the diagram that I have put there for you. There are 3 types of containers, and I want us to keep with that diagram for some minutes. Here we have got container 1, container 2, and container 3. All of them are containers. The small container, the middle container, and the big container. What kind of a leader are you? Are you the big container there? Are you the second container? Or are you the first container? Let us skip to that diagram. And this is what I want you to know. You may have a gift, but the capacity determines whether the gift is going to become fruitful. Point number 2, you may have vision, but capacity determines whether the vision becomes a reality. Point number 3, you may have people around you, but your capacity determines whether you can build them, keep them, or multiply them. You may have resources, but capacity determines whether you manage them faithfully. You may even have a title, but capacity determines whether you have true influence. And so tonight I want you to look at this diagram. Let us go back to the diagrams again. And I want you to look at yourself and ask yourself, what type of a container am I? What kind of capacity do I carry? Some of us maybe carry the capacity of that small container. Some of us have the capacity of the middle container, and some of us are big containers like the one that is at the extreme end there. The good thing is that capacity is something that can grow. We are going to be talking about that. I'm going to mention 6 key points tonight. Before I go to key point number 1, one of the ways to grow your capacity is to ensure that you develop yourself. Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is an institution that is 59 years old. Next year we turn 60. This institution has continued to grow the capacity of men and women for their different areas of calling. Before I go to the 6 key points that I'm going to say tonight, then we say done. Let us hear from Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College and what they have for us tonight.
Are you looking for a school where you can elevate your knowledge about God? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is the best option for you.
We have programs in counseling, psychology. We have programs in Christian ministry. We have programs in biblical and theological studies. We are just about to embark on the May intake, and we are offering half scholarship to every person that is going to be entering in the full-time program in their first term in the month of May.
For more info, visit www.npbc.co.ke or call us through 075-456-9687 or 074-090-9222. Send us an email through admin@npbc.co.ke. NPBC. Nurturing potential, building character.
I want to introduce you to a very important opportunity. Is this the year when you are trusting and seeking God to be trained, to be empowered to serve God in your various ministry callings? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College has created programs that will enable you to become more effective in your ministry. This year, the Diploma in Christian Ministry and the Diploma in Bible and Theology have been curated for you so that you can be trained and become better for ministry. We are offering half scholarship for all new applicants. And so follow the link below and speak to us and let us see how you can be trained and become better. Here at Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College, we exist to nurture your potential and build your character. Wonderful. Key point number 1. Your capacity determines your leadership effectiveness. Leadership effectiveness is not measured by how much you speak, how many people know you, or what title you carry. Effectiveness is measured by whether your leadership produces the right results in the right people, in the right spirit, and for the right purpose. You got to have that target. Right results in the right people, in the right spirit, and in the right purpose. So leadership ability is a lead on the personal effectiveness of a person. And so you find that in my key point number 1, I am saying that you should be able to understand your capacity and understand that your leadership capacity determines your level of effectiveness. What is your level of effectiveness? Your level of effectiveness will be determined by your ability to produce the right results in the right people, in the right spirit, for the right purpose. And so very, very important for you to understand that. Let's go to the next one. When you look at the example of Moses in Exodus chapter 18, you find that Moses was called. Moses was anointed. Moses had access to God. Moses had authority among the people. But Moses was overloaded. Jethro told him in essence, this thing is too heavy for you. You cannot carry it alone. This was not a calling problem. It was not an anointing problem. It was a capacity problem. Moses needed to develop delegation capacity, judgment capacity, structural capacity, trust capacity, people development capacity. And so the leadership lesson is that a leader can be sincere and still be ineffective if their capacity is too small for the assignment. Some leaders are ineffective because they are trying to carry personally what they should be building structurally. Some leaders are ineffective because they are trying to control everything instead of developing people. Some leaders are ineffective because they are gifted in one area but they are undeveloped in another area. So your leadership effectiveness increases when your capacity increases. And so this is what we are saying. When we have a leader with weak emotional capacity, what happens? They will react too quickly. When we have a leader with a weak mental capacity, they will make shallow decisions. If you have a leader with weak relational capacity, it will damage trust. When you have a leader with weak execution capacity, it may inspire people but fail to deliver results. A leader with weak spiritual capacity will lead with human strength alone. And so these are 5 capacity diagnostic framework to uncover the root patterns behind inconsistent leadership and results. Are you emotional and so you overreact? Are you having a mental incapacity and so decisions are weak? So the question that you ask yourself is, where is my current leadership producing less fruit than it should because my capacity is low? Key point number 2, your capacity determines your accomplishments. Accomplishments is not a matter of desire. Many people desire big things, but fewer people develop the capacity to accomplish those big things. So vision will show you what is possible, but capacity determines what becomes practical. Let us go to Matthew chapter 25, and I'll show you something about the parable of the tenants. In Matthew chapter 25, you can see that image. Each servant received according to ability. The issue was not equal distribution. The issue was faithful stewardship of assigned capacity. And you can see some received 1, others received more. So they received according to their ability. The faithfulness multiplied. There is some who even buried the lost opportunity. The servant who multiplied what they received were entrusted with more. The one who buried his talent lost the opportunity to increase. What is the leadership lesson? God does not reward fantasy. He rewards faithfulness. Your accomplishments are not determined only by what you announce. They are determined by what you steward, execute, and complete. Listen to me again here. Your accomplishments are not determined only by what you announce. They are determined by what you can steward, what you can execute, and complete. There are so many people who announce big things, but they never accomplish them. In his work, management work, Peter Drucker, he talks about executive effectiveness, and he emphasizes on disciplined action, decision responsibility, communication responsibility, opportunity focus, and productive meetings. And the work is about the effective executive, the person who is doing the work well. So this applies for business leadership, it applies for church leadership, it applies for educational leadership. Doesn't matter what level of leadership we are talking about. This lesson is going to all types of leaders. Your accomplishment requires production capacity. Some people are full of ideas, but they are short on completion. Those ideas, they never come to pass. They start, but they do not finish. They execute, but they do not evaluate. They evaluate, but they do not improve. So production capacity is the ability to turn intention into measurable progress. Did you hear that? Intention can be there, but can we see measurable progress? Some of the signs of low accomplishment capacity might include the fact that you are always busy but rarely fruitful. You talk more than you complete. You depend on pressure instead of systems. You blame people for what poor planning created. You celebrate beginnings, but you avoid accountability for endings. You confuse activity with productivity. So what is the leadership lesson? A leader's dreams must be matched by discipline. And the question I'm asking you tonight is, what is that assignment, project, ministry, business, family responsibility, or personal goal that has remained unfinished because you have not developed the capacity to execute? You need to ask yourself this question. Is there an assignment or goal that remains unfinished because you lack execution capacity? Key point number 3. Your capacity determines your connections. Leadership is not only about tasks. I have said it again and again in my leadership conversations with you, that leadership is about people. You cannot lead effectively if you cannot connect meaningfully. And people don't only follow your vision, they also respond to your spirit, your consistency, your communication, your maturity, and your care. Last week I talked about Cousins and Posner's The Leadership Challenge. And I talked about how they talked about 5 practices of exemplary leadership, that they model the way, they inspire a shared vision, they challenge the process, they enable others to act, and they encourage their heart. Their research emphasizes that observable leadership behaviors, including trust, collaboration, feedback, and encouragement, are key when you are working with people. Let us go to the biblical example, and we look at Jesus and the 12 disciples. Mark chapter 3 and verses 14. Before Jesus appointed the 12 and he sent them out, the Bible says that he sent them that they might be with him and that he might send them out. But before Jesus sent them, he brought them close, he gave them access. That is relational capacity. He did not only give them assignment, he also gave them teaching. He gave them access, he gave them teaching, he gave them correction, he gave them an example, and he also gave them formation. Relational capacity includes the ability to listen, the ability to collect without crashing, the ability to communicate expectations clearly, the ability to forgive. I'm talking about the ability to handle disagreement, the ability to build trust, the ability to develop others, the ability to celebrate others without insecurity. There are 8 and you can see them. This is a relational capacity checklist. The question is, when you look at that checklist of this relational capacity, do you have that relational capacity? Robert Greenleaf, in his work, Servant Leadership, he talks about, or he places the emphasis on serving first, caring for the growth and well-being of the people. He talks about sharing power. He talks about growing people. He talks about humble service. He talks about open heart. These are not Greenleaf's ideas. These are the ideas that Jesus brought in his teaching. So what is the lesson? Your relational capacity determines the quality of people who can stay connected to your leadership. Some leaders lose people, not because the vision is long, but because the environment around the vision is unhealthy. People may be attracted by your gift, but they remain because of trust. The biblical warning in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 11 to 13 is very important here. People can be limited internally even when relationship is available externally. And so some leaders are relationally restricted by insecurity, by suspicion, by pride, by pain, by competition, or even by fear. And so the question that I'm asking you is this: do people become stronger? Do they become safer? Do they become clearer? Do they become more courageous when they come close to your leadership? Key point number 4. Your capacity determines your stewardship. Stewardship is a faithful management of what belongs to God. Your life is stewardship. Your gift is stewardship. Your influence is stewardship. Your family is stewardship. Your team, your money, your time, your platform, your opportunities, all these are stewardship. If you look at 1 Peter chapter 4 and verses 10, the Bible says, each person should use their gift to serve others as a faithful steward of God's grace. Jesus said in Luke chapter 16 and verses 10, whoever is faithful in little is also going to be given capacity to handle more. Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verses 2 that it is required of stewards that they may be found faithful. What is the lesson here? God does not give increase only for possession. He gives increase for stewardship. Some people want more resources, but they have not managed current resources well. Some people want influence, but they have not been faithful with current influence. Some people want more people, but they have not discipled, they have not developed, they have not cared for the people already around them. Some people want more doors, but they have not honored the door already open. So when we are talking about stewardship capacity, time management, financial management, integrity, planning, accountability, consistency, resourcefulness, all these things are things that are very, very critical. And this is what I am saying. Before God increases your territory, He often examines your stewardship. What am I asking God to increase that I have not yet learned to manage? Key point number 5. Your mentality can lock or unlock your hidden capacity. Look at the image. I want you to look at that image very clearly. It's an image of a brain with a key lock. And what I want you to know is that your mentality can unlock or limit. Your mindset can be a doorway or it can be a prison. And so tonight I want you to unlock your mind. There is a key there. Your mentality can lock or unlock your hidden capacity. And many of the people here tonight or listening to me later will only need to work on their mindset. Your mentality can either become a prison or can become a doorway. A leader may have hidden capacity, but remained locked by fear, by comparison, insecurity, inferiority, bitterness, excuses, fixed mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck said that research distinguishes people in 2 ways. There are people who see ability as fixed, and there are those who believe abilities can be developed. Those who believe that ability is fixed, they give up and they say, well, this is my ability, is determined by divinity, so I cannot go far. But there are those who believe abilities can be developed. That's a growth mindset. It treats effort as part of learning. It treats setbacks as opportunities to build a new skill. The biblical example is in the book of Numbers chapter 13. 12 spies sow the same land. They sow the same fruit. They sow the same giants. They sow the same opportunity. But guess what? They did not have the same mentality. Joshua and Caleb said, we are well able. The other said, we are like grasshoppers. The difference was not the land. The difference was mentality. So mentality locks capacity. When people begin to say, I am not enough. This is just how I am. I've never done this before. People like me cannot rise. I failed before, so it's likely that I'll fail again. I do not have what others have. I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I don't have enough education, or I do not come from the right background. That is one set of mentality, and it can rock your capacity. But there is another mentality that can unlock your capacity. Somebody who says things like, I can learn, I can grow, I can be trained, I can receive correction, I can start small, I can improve, I can build discipline, I can become faithful with what I have. I can enlarge my capacity by God's grace. And so when you look at scripture in Romans 12:2, it talks about being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Proverbs 23 verses 7 talks about, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Ephesians chapter 3 verses 20 talks about the fact that God is able to do exceedingly above what we ask or think, according to his power that works within us. So a long mentality can make a capable person live like an incapable person. And this is my reflection question for you. What belief about myself, people, leadership, money, success, or responsibility is limiting my capacity? What belief is limiting my capacity? Take me back to that image that has got the brain. And I want you to see that image. Take me back to that image. Yes, the image that has got the brain. This image that has the brain is a powerful image. If you forget anything I'm going to say tonight, this is a very powerful image, that your mentality can unlock your capacity. Your mentality can become a doorway or can become a prison. Key point number 6. Your capacity is not set. It can grow. This was my waking thought this morning, that capacity is not set. Your capacity can grow. Leadership capacity is not fixed. Your current capacity is not your permanent capacity. So you can grow. And I want somebody to know you can grow in wisdom, in emotional maturity, in communication, in discipline. You can grow in prayer. You can grow in leadership skill. You can grow in execution. You can grow in courage. You can grow in relational intelligence. You can grow in stewardship. Nobody cannot grow. So the most important thing then is to identify your potential, and you increase growing in that and applying your capacities. Let me give you a biblical example Luke chapter 2 and verses 52. This is a verse you know from Sunday school. It says, Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, in favor with God, and in favor with man. So if Jesus modeled increase, then growth is not weakness, growth is wisdom. What about Peter? The apostle Peter grew. Peter was impulsive in the Gospels. But when, after denying Jesus, is being corrected. But when it came to the book of Acts, the same Peter became a bold preacher, a stabilizing apostolic voice, and a leader in the early church. So Peter's story teaches us that pleasant weakness does not have to become a permanent limitation. In leadership literature, we see like the 7 habits of highly effective people. Stephen Covey talks about sharpening the soul. In that principle, he talks about personal renewal, renewal of body, renewal of heart, renewal of mind, renewal of spirit. Franklin Covey describes this habit as preserving and enhancing ourselves so that we increase our capacity to produce results and handle challenges. Jim Collins has got 5 levels of leadership in his book From Good to Great, powerful book. And he emphasizes a combination of 2 things for a powerful leader. He talks that you have to have a combination of personal humility and indomitable will. He did a research which brought his book Good to Great. And the research found that leaders are ambitious for the cause rather than for themselves. And he talks about humility, personal humility, but then an indomitable will. And these are very, very, very important. He talks about the fact that capacity grows when humility meets intentionality. A proud person cannot grow because they cannot admit the gaps. A lazy person, look at the image there. The image that we have there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 types of people. The first person is a proud person. Huyo mtu, a proud person, he does not grow because they don't admit that they have any gaps. You can see the way they have crossed their hands. Then we have the lazy person there. Mtu wa kurara. He does not grow because they are not willing to pay the price. Then we have the other one there. A fearful person. He does not grow because they avoid stretching. But then you have the other one. He's looking above, asking for right. A teachable person grows because they welcome correction, practice, they welcome feedback, they welcome process. So the question that I am asking you, where am I? You need to ask a question. Where am I right now? What must I do to start growing? Where must I start to grow? That is a very critical question that I want you to ask. Where must I stop growing? Where must I stop saying, this is how I am, and start saying, this is where I must grow? Do you know where you are? Do you know where you can start saying, I will leave who I am so that I can grow to become who I want to be? Before I conclude, I'm just about to conclude right now. It's about time now. Before I conclude, I want us to hear from Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College. This is a college that is located in over 40 counties in Kenya. In Burundi, and shortly we stepped our feet also in Tanzania. Next year we shall be celebrating 60 years of Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College's existence. And I want to welcome you to that celebration. We shall be talking about it as the year continues to grow and as we continue to plan about this day. Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College has many courses. Let's hear what they have in this month of May.
Are you looking for a school where you can elevate your knowledge about God? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is the best option for you.
We have programs in counseling, psychology. We have programs in Christian ministry. We have programs in biblical and theological studies. We are just about to embark on the May intake, and we are offering half scholarship to every person that is going to be entering in the full-time program in their first term in the month of May.
For more info, visit www.npbc.co.ke or call us through 075 456 9687 or 074 090 9222. Send us an email through admin@npbc.co.ke. NPBC, Nurturing Potential, Building Character.
I want to introduce you to a very important opportunity. Is this the year when you are trusting and seeking God to be trained, to be empowered to serve God in your various ministry callings? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College has created programs that will enable you to become more effective in your ministry. This year, the Diploma in Christian Ministry and the Diploma in Bible and Theology have been curated for you so that you can be trained and become better for ministry. We are offering half scholarship for all new applicants. And so follow the link below and speak to us and let us see how you can be trained and become better. Here at Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College, we exist to nurture your potential and build your character. God bless you.
Are you looking for a school where you can elevate your knowledge about God? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is the best option for you.
We have programs in counseling, psychology. We have programs in Christian ministry. We have programs in biblical and theological studies. We are just about to embark on the May intake, and we are offering half scholarship to every person that is going to be entering in the full-time program in their first term in the month of May.
For more info, visit www.npbc.co.ke or call us through 075 456 9687 or 074 090 9222. Send us an email through admin@npbc.co.ke. NPBC, Nurturing Potential, Building Character.
All right. Tonight we've been talking about capacity. Do you know your leadership capacity? And I want to conclude this conversation, by showing you how to assess your leadership capacity. You cannot grow what you refuse to examine. Capacity assessment is not condemnation, it's diagnosis. And so a wise leader regularly asks, what can I currently assess? What can I currently carry? What must I develop to carry the next assignment? As you can see in that magnifying glass, the person is checking and assessing. Is it strategy that I need to grow? Is it influence that I need to grow my capacity? Is it about my result? Is it about my team? Is it about my influence? Is it about my results? And so I want to challenge you to start zooming and asking yourself the question, where do you need to develop your capacity? Test number one, I call it the pressure test. That is a capacity test number one. the pressure test. In the pressure test, you ask yourself, what happens to me when pressure increases? Do I become prayerful or do I become panicked? Do I become strategic or do I become scattered? Do I become patient or do I become harsh? Do I become focused or do I become confused? Do I blame people or do I take responsibility? Pressure reveals capacity. Test number 2 is what is called the fruit test. In the fruit test, we ask, what consistent fruit is my leadership producing? Are people growing under my leadership? Are assignments being completed? Are problems being solved? Are systems becoming stronger? Are relationships becoming healthier? Is my influence producing transformation? Fruit reveals capacity. Test number 3, the people test. The people test. You've got to ask yourself the question, what kind of people can I attract? What kind of people can I retain? What kind of people can I develop? What kind of people can I correct? What kind of people can I release? Because people reveal capacity. Who has surrounded you? Test number 4, I call it the stewardship test. How am I managing my time, my money, my opportunities, my body, my spiritual life, my people trust? Stewardship reveals capacity. Test number 5, the feedback test. I want you to ask 3 to 5 trusted people, what is one strength in my leadership? What is one area where I need to grow? Where do I create clarity? Where do I create pressure? Where do I need more discipline? Where do I need more emotional maturity? And there are many assessments that have been created by leadership centers that one can use. The sustainability test is another test. I believe that is number 5. It's actually the last test, the sustainability test, because the first one was pressure, fruit number 2, people number 3, stewardship number 4, feedback that you receive from people is number 5, and then finally the sustainability test. You ask yourself the question, can I continue at this pace without burning out? Can I repeat this result without damaging my family, my health, my spirit, or my team? Is my leadership producing life, or is it producing exhaustion? Am I building systems, or am I surviving on adrenaline? Sustainability reveals capacity. For those of you who have listened this until the end, you send me your email. I'm going to send you, you can DM me. I'll send you an email which contains a leadership capacity self-assessment tool. You score yourself, and then you are able to understand in this leadership capacity self-assessment. You score yourself in terms of your spiritual capacity, character capacity, mental capacity, emotional capacity, relational capacity, vision capacity, execution capacity, energy, learning, resilience. The scoring is not it's not your identity. It's just a mirror to show you areas where you need to improve. Common capacity gaps. What are some of the common capacity gaps? And these common capacity gaps happen. For example, if you are feeling constantly exhausted, the possible gap that you have is what is called energy or delegation gap. And the response that you can have is less. And so execution gap, emotional gap, relational gap, mentality gap, stewardship gap, delegation gap, character gap, structural gap. And so it is very, very important. Of these 12 capacity areas, we have no time to look at all these. The question is this: what gap are you facing? How do I cross the capacity gap? I want to give you a formula. Capacity gap equals the demand of your assignment minus your current ability to carry it well. So the gap is not crossed by wishing, it's crossed by growth. So the gap, how do you cross a capacity gap? You look at assignment demand minus current ability. Then you get the capacity gap. Look at that image there. This shape has no capacity gap. It has everything. So the question is, what is the capacity? How do I cross the capacity gap? What am I expected to do? What is my assignment demand? And what is my current ability? As I come to the conclusion, number one way to cross the capacity gap, 10 steps to grow your capacity very quickly. Step number one, identify the gap. Name the area limiting your leadership. Is it fear? Is it poor discipline? Is it emotional immaturity? Or is it lack of knowledge? Is it lack of delegation? Is it weak prayer life? Is it poor communication? Is it inconsistency or insecurity or pride? You cannot break a cup you refuse to name. Step number two, submit the cup to God, or submit that thing to God. Pray honestly. Lord, show me where I am small. Show me where I am overloaded. Show me where I am immature. Show me what I must grow before the next door opens. Step number three, you've got to renew your mind. Replace limiting beliefs with truth. Do not say, I cannot lead people. Say, I can learn to lead people. Do not say, I am bad with money. Say, I can develop stewardship display. Do not say, I'm just emotional. Say, the fruit of the Spirit is with me. Self-control. Do not say, I always fail. Failure can become feedback. Step number four, develop skill, not just desire. Desire is not enough. If you lack communication capacity, study communication. If you lack financial capacity, learn budgeting. If you lack team capacity, study delegation. If you lack teaching capacity, practice preparation. Doesn't matter what it is. Step number five, practice with small responsibilities. Capacity grows through faithful repetition. Do not despise small assignments, because those small assignments are capacity laboratories. Step number six, build systems that support capacity. Leaders do not fail because they are bad people. They fail because they have no systems. So this is my question for you. What is the system you have for planning, communication, follow-up, delegation, meetings, financial accountability, rest? What is this? Step number seven, get feedback and mentorship. The blind spots shrink when the feedback increases. So, who do you ask? Ask your mentors, peers, people, family. Feedback is not attack. Listen to me again. Feedback is not attack. It's information for growth. Step number eight, stretch gradually. Capacity grows by stretching, not by pretending. So, slowly by slowly begin to lift heavier responsibility. Begin to have harder conversations. Take new learning goals. Delegate tasks. Lead books. Serve one more person. Growth happens when you continually stretch. Step number 9. Renew continually. Do not confuse capacity with endless activity. Even strong leaders must continue to renew. Rest is part of sustainable leadership. After this, I have to rest, and tomorrow I'm not waking up very early, because rest is part of sustainable leadership. Rest is not the enemy of leadership. Step number 10, stay humble. Humility keeps capacity clean. The higher you rise, the deeper your humility must become. Capacity without humility becomes arrogance. Capacity without character becomes danger. Capacity without service becomes exploitation. Capacity without God becomes self-glory. So you need to ask yourself, what kind of capacity do you want to grow? I want to challenge you to take 30 days capacity growth assignment and ask yourself, where am I? Take your awareness, ask yourself. Ask people, what is it that I have? Week 1 can be about awareness. Week 2 can be the ability. What do I need to study and practice? Week 3 can be getting an accountability partner to help you. And week 4 can be the week that you see the result. Look at that image. The image that is there, you see, is a capacity growth assignment. Wow, from a small vessel to a bigger vessel, to a bigger vessel, to a bigger vessel that has got fruits. And so I want to challenge you to take a 30-day capacity growth journey. And listen to me as I come to the conclusion. Your current level is not your final level. God can give oil, but you must prepare vessels. Do not ask only for more influence. Ask for more capacity. Do not ask only for bigger platform. Ask for deeper character. Do not ask only for more people. Ask for greater love, greater wisdom. Do not ask for more money only. Ask for greater stewardship. Do not only ask for open doors. Ask for maturity to handle what is behind the door. So as we close, the question is not only, am I called? The deeper question is, am I prepared? The question is not only, do I have a gift? The question is, can I steward that gift? Do I have the capacity to steward the gift? The question is not just only, can God use me? The deeper question is, can God trust me with more? The window's oil stopped when the vessel ended. May it not be said of us that God had more oil, but we had no more vessels. So tonight, enlarge the vessel. Enlarge your capacity. Choose to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, relationally, in execution, in stewardship, in humility, in leadership. Remember, your capacity is not fixed, and the current lead that you may have can be lifted. Your hidden capacity can be unlocked. Your mind can be renewed. Your disciplines can be strengthened. Your leadership can become more effective. Your stewardship can become more faithful. Your relationships can become healthier. Your assignment can be carried with wisdom. By the grace of God, enlarge the vessel and grow into the leader that God has called you to become. Your capacity is not fixed. Let us hear from Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College. Before I go, I need to let you know that God has a plan for you, and that is why you heard this from me tonight. And if there is any area that I may help you to develop your capacity, if there is any area that you feel that I need to step in and make you a better person, DM me and let's talk. And let's see how we can help you become the kind of a leader that God has called you to become. Thank you very much for being with me tonight and this time. Irrespective of where you are joining me from or from whichever part of the world that you've joined me from, I wish you well, and may you become the leader that God has called you to become. Grow that capacity. Until we meet again, I leave you in the hands of God and in the hands of Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College, even as they tell us about their programs. Thank you.
Are you looking for a school where you can elevate your knowledge about God? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is the best option for you.
We have programs in counseling, psychology. We have programs in Christian ministry. We have programs in biblical and theological studies. We are just about to embark on the May intake, and we are offering half scholarship to every person that is going to be entering in the full-time program in their first term in the month of May.
For more info, visit www.npbc.co.ke or call us through 075 456 9687 or 074 090 9222. Send us an email through admin@npbc.co.ke. NPBC, Nurturing Potential, Building Character.
I want to introduce you to a very important opportunity. Is this the year when you are trusting and seeking God to be trained, to be empowered to serve God in your various ministry callings? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College has created programs that will enable you to become more effective in your ministry. This year, the Diploma in Christian Ministry and the Diploma in Bible and Theology have been curated for you so that you can be trained and become better for ministry. We are offering half scholarship for all new applicants. And so follow the link below and speak to us and let us see how you can be trained and become better. Here at Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College, we exist to nurture your potential and build your character. God bless you.
Are you looking for a school where you can elevate your knowledge about God? Nairobi Pentecostal Bible College is the best option for you.
We have programs in counseling, psychology. We have programs in Christian ministry. We have programs in biblical and theological studies. We are just about to embark on the May intake, and we are offering half scholarship to every person that is going to be entering in the full-time program in their first term in the month of May.
For more info, visit www.npbc.co.ke or call us through 075 456 9687 or 074 090 9222. Send us an email through admin@npbc.co.ke. NPBC, Nurturing Potential, Building Character.